Have you ever talked with someone, and after the conversation, you felt respected, even though you spoke very little? Let me tell you a short story. A few years ago, a young employee had a difficult manager. The manager seemed strict, impatient, and difficult to work with. He rarely smiled. Most people tried to avoid him. One afternoon, while waiting for a meeting to begin, the employee noticed a football magazine on the manager's desk. Instead of talking about work, he simply asked, "Do you support Manchester United?" The manager smiled. For the next few minutes, they talked about football. The employee listened more than he spoke. That conversation lasted less than 10 minutes. But from that day on, something changed. The manager trusted him more. Working together became easier. The employee didn't become smarter. He didn't work harder. He simply learned one important skill. He learned how to connect with people. And that is exactly what today's book is about. Hello, I'm Ava. Welcome to English with Books, the channel where you improve your English through some of the world's most popular books. Today's video is specially designed for intermediate English learners at the B1 and B2 levels. Together, we'll improve your listening, learn useful vocabulary, and discover practical ideas that can help you in everyday life. Today's book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Let's begin. Before we explore the book's ideas, let's take a quick look at the man behind them. Dale Carnegie was born into a poor farming family in the United States. As a young man, he was shy and afraid of speaking in public. Instead of accepting this weakness, he decided to improve it. He spent years studying communication. He observed successful people. He noticed how they listened, how they spoke, and how they built strong relationships. Over time, he became one of the world's most respected teachers of communication and leadership. His book has now helped millions of readers for nearly 100 years. But why is it still so popular today? Because technology changes. Jobs change. The world changes. But people don't change very much. We all want to feel respected. We all want to be appreciated. And we all want to be understood. Carnegie realized that if you understand these simple human needs, you can build stronger friendships, become a better leader, and create more opportunities in your life. That's why this book isn't really about making people like you. It's about becoming someone that people naturally enjoy being around. And everything begins with one simple principle: making other people feel important. Let's see what Carnegie means by that. Principle 1. Make people feel important. Imagine this. You spend an entire week working on an important project. You stay late at the office. You solve difficult problems. You check every detail. Finally, the presentation is over. The client is happy. Your team celebrates. But nobody says, "Thank you." Nobody notices how much effort you made. How would you feel? Probably disappointed. Not because you expected a reward, but because you wanted someone to notice your work. Now imagine the same situation again. This time, before leaving the room, your manager says, "I know how hard you worked on this project. You made a real difference. Thank you." Those few words take only a few seconds. But suddenly, you feel proud. You feel respected. And you become even more motivated to do your best. This is exactly what Dale Carnegie wanted us to understand. Every person wants to feel important. Not more important than everyone else. Just important. People want to know that their work matters. That their ideas matter. That they matter. This is why Carnegie tells us to give honest and sincere appreciation. Notice those words. Honest and sincere. He is not talking about fake compliments. People usually recognize those. Real appreciation comes from paying attention. Maybe someone helped you. Maybe they worked hard. Maybe they simply showed kindness. If you notice it, say it. A simple "thank you" I appreciate your help. Or, you did a great job, can strengthen a relationship more than you think. When people feel appreciated, they naturally enjoy being around you. And that is the first step to building lasting friendships. But even if we appreciate people, there is one habit that can destroy a relationship in just a few minutes. And surprisingly, most of us do it without even realizing it. Principle 2. Stop trying to win every argument. Imagine you're having dinner with a friend. You start talking about a movie. You loved it. Your friend hated it. At first, the conversation is fun. You both laugh. You share different opinions. Then something changes. Instead of trying to understand each other, you both start trying to win. You interrupt. You defend your opinion. Your voices become louder. 10 minutes later, nobody has changed their mind. The conversation ends, and both of you leave feeling frustrated. Was anyone really the winner? Probably not. Dale Carnegie believed that arguing rarely changes people's opinions. In fact, when people feel attacked, they usually stop listening. Instead of thinking, maybe this person is right, they immediately start defending themselves. That is simply human nature. Of course, this doesn't mean we should agree with everyone. It means we should choose our battles carefully. Ask yourself, is proving that I'm right more important than protecting this relationship? Very often, the answer is no. Instead of saying, you're wrong, try saying, I understand your point. That's an interesting way to look at it. Or, I hadn't thought about it like that. These simple sentences don't mean you agree. They simply show respect. And when people feel respected, they become much more willing to listen to your ideas. Sometimes, the strongest person in the room is not the one who wins the argument. It's the one who knows when an argument isn't worth having. So far, we've learned 2 powerful lessons. Make people feel important. And don't turn every disagreement into a battle. Now let's look at a habit that sounds incredibly simple, but can completely change the way people see you. It all begins with showing genuine interest in others. Principle 3. Become genuinely interested in other people. Let me ask you a simple question. Who do you enjoy talking to more? Someone who talks about themselves all the time, or someone who is truly interested in you? Imagine you meet 2 people at a small event. The first person spends the entire conversation talking about his job, his achievements, and his plans. You hardly say a word. When the conversation ends, you politely smile and walk away. Now imagine meeting someone else. Instead of trying to impress you, she asks, what do you enjoy doing? What inspired you to learn English? She listens carefully. She smiles. She asks another question. A few minutes later, you feel comfortable. You feel understood. And strangely, you feel like you've known this person for much longer. What made the difference? It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't confidence. It was genuine interest. Dale Carnegie believed that people naturally like those who make them feel heard. That's why he encourages us to ask questions, listen carefully, and be curious about others. Not because it's a trick, but because we truly want to understand them. The next time you meet someone new, try this. Instead of thinking, what should I say next? Ask yourself, what can I learn about this person? You may be surprised by how quickly the conversation becomes easier. Showing genuine interest creates strong conversations. But there is one small detail that makes people feel even more valued. It's so simple that many people forget it. Yet, it can leave a lasting impression. Principle 4. Remember people's names. Imagine walking into your favorite coffee shop. Before you even order, the barista smiles and says, "Good morning, Sarah." Instantly, you smile back. But why? Because hearing our own name feels personal. It tells us, I remember you. Dale Carnegie once wrote that a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. Think about your own experience. How do you feel when someone remembers your name after meeting you only once? You immediately feel respected. You feel noticed. You feel important. Remembering names isn't about having a perfect memory. It's about paying attention. When someone introduces themselves, don't rush to think about what you're going to say next. Instead, listen. Repeat their name naturally during the conversation. For example, "It's nice to meet you, Adam. So, Adam, how did you become interested in photography?" Using a person's name naturally helps you remember it. More importantly, it helps them remember you. Because people often forget what we say, but they rarely forget how we make them feel. By now, you may have noticed a pattern. The ideas in this book aren't complicated. They're simple. But simple doesn't always mean easy. The next principle is another perfect example. It doesn't require you to speak more. In fact, it asks you to do the opposite. Listen more. Principle 5. Listen more than you speak. Have you ever met someone who always interrupts? Before you finish your sentence, they already have an answer. After a few minutes, you stop sharing your ideas because you feel they aren't really listening. Now think about someone completely different. When you speak, they give you their full attention. They don't interrupt. They ask thoughtful questions. They make you feel that your words matter. Who would you rather talk to? The answer is obvious. Dale Carnegie believed that good listeners often build stronger relationships than great speakers. Why? Because listening shows respect. It tells the other person what you're saying is important. In today's world, this skill is more valuable than ever. Many conversations are full of distractions. People check their phones. They think about what they're going to say next. Very few people truly listen. So the next time you're having a conversation, challenge yourself to listen a little longer before you reply. You may discover that people enjoy talking with you much more than before. If you've noticed something about all these principles, you're right. They're all connected by one simple idea. Let's finish with the most important lesson in the entire book. The big idea behind the book. We've talked about appreciation. We've learned why arguments often fail. We've seen the power of genuine interest. We've discovered why remembering names matters. And we've learned the importance of listening. At first, these seem like different pieces of advice. But they all lead to the same message. Stop focusing only on yourself. Start paying more attention to others. When people feel respected, they trust you. When people feel understood, they enjoy being around you. And when people enjoy being around you, new opportunities naturally appear. This book is not about manipulating people. It is not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming a better communicator, a better friend, a better colleague, and a better leader. That is why, even after nearly 100 years, millions of people still read this book. Because the world keeps changing. But human nature stays remarkably similar. Vocabulary review. Before we finish, let's review today's key vocabulary. Appreciation, showing gratitude for someone's effort. Genuine, real, and sincere. Respect, treating people with kindness and consideration. Trust, believing that someone is honest and reliable. Influence, the ability to affect how people think or act. Relationship, the connection between two or more people. Try using these words in your own conversations this week. The more you use them, the more natural they will become. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you improve your English while discovering one of the world's most influential books. Here at English with Books, we explore best-selling books and powerful ideas using clear, simple English designed especially for intermediate learners. So with every video, you improve your listening, expand your vocabulary, and learn ideas that can help you in real life. If you enjoyed this video, Please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is learning English too. And before you go, here's a question for you. Which idea from today's book do you think is the most important? And more importantly, which one will you start practicing this week? Write your answer in the comments. I'd love to read your thoughts. Thank you again for watching. I'm Ava, and I'll see you in the next video on English with Books.